Thank you, Jordan. And our hero highlight today is Sunlight Solar with Jeff Corelli. Good morning.
Good morning.
For anybody who doesn't know what you do, I know solar's in the name. Explain what you can do for the homeowner.
We essentially come out to their home and determine their electricity use and save them a bunch of money, essentially. Instead of paying SDG&E, they can essentially put that dollars that they spend into their home directly.
And be their own power source, right?
Be their own. It's essentially, Greg, like having your own utility company on top of your roof.
So the suspense of all the governmental changes that everyone was worried about is over now. And first thing is the net energy metering. That there was concern about that changing. And what happened with that?
Thankfully, it continues as is. The talk was before that they were going to essentially not provide a one-for-one credit. It would be a half credit.
So explain that exactly, what it means. You know, you produce more power.
Yeah, it's essentially when a homeowner purchases solar, it's a debit and credit system. Net energy metering is the debit and credit system of solar. So what that means is when the solar system is producing, if the consumer isn't using electricity, what that simply means is they would get a credit for that usage.
So it goes in the bank account basically, and in the summertime you're producing more energy, and then if you need it in the wintertime, you go to the bank and take it out.
And use it. Now you receive a credit, whereas the talk with the net energy metering was that would not roll over.
So that's been handled, and then of course there's the tax credits, which was a biggie because it's a big benefit to buy a system and write it off, right?
Enormous. Yeah, currently it's a 30% federal tax credit, and that was supposed to end in 2017, but now they've extended it by 5 years.
So how does that tax credit work when you buy a system?
Essentially, you get 30% of the purchase price.
So it's just a write-off at the end of the year?
Yes, 30% of, it's a tax credit, so you get 30% of the purchase price. So if it's a $20,000 system, a consumer would get up to $6,000 of a tax credit, and you would just simply, we take care of it with the consumer, where you would just submit a IRS form,
and then your tax preparer just applies
applies whatever that tax credit was.
And don't be afraid of that, by the way, if you're watching this at home. It's a very simple process, and the solar company will take you through that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a 5946. It's a residential energy tax credit.
And then, of course, you're a HERO approved contractor. HERO is a great program, and we had you on the radio on 600 Kogo last weekend, and you were telling us about a client named Helen. Can you briefly tell us what you did for her?
Yeah. Helen could not qualify through conventional financing, and thankfully HERO was able to approve her. And she had a very high bill, about $250, $280 a month, and we're able to eliminate that bill completely.
And did she kiss you when you were done?
Not yet.
I would have, let me tell you.
When I get back there, she might.
All right. We do have a fan question that we want to get to here. How hard is it to apply for the federal tax credits, and will my solar company help make sure everything is in order for that so we don't have to worry about it?
Absolutely. It's not difficult at all. It's just it's a form that you submit with essentially your contract. And my solar company takes care of it. It's turnkey for them. And it's just a form that your tax preparer does submit on your behalf.
Or if you do your own taxes, I would imagine it's probably a box you check off, and you fill out the form and send it in with your tax return, right?
Absolutely. And again, it's a tax credit. So it is a tax credit. So as long as you pay into the federal government 30%, you're going to be eligible for that credit.
And in some cases, if you hit it the right time of year, you can have a zero out of pocket for up to 18 months. And it's also not attached to your personal credit. I mean, there's so many different advantages to going through the HERO program with companies like Sunlight Solar. It's a huge reason to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can if you do time it right, because it gets assessed by June 30th. So any homeowner who completes their project come July or so would not be required to make a payment until November of 2017.
So basically, you're making no payments. You're getting the benefits of generating your own power, and you're ripping up your power bill.
You're essentially taking the money you would give SDG&E and you're putting it back into your own wallet, and we are able to show homeowners how they can put thousands of dollars back into their own pocket before they spend any money at all with the use of HERO, because you're not giving the money to SDG&E anymore. You don't have a payment possibly for up to 18 months. and you essentially take that money and put it back into your own pocket.
All right, Jeff Corelli, Sunlight Solar, our hero highlight today. You can call 844-GO-4HERO, that's 844-GO, the number 4HERO, or log on to approvedhomepros.com/hero to take advantage of the HERO program.